What it do, family? Today, I want to come to you and talk about how proud I am of the awakening that's taking place in the black community when it comes to politics. Because in many sectors, black Americans are looked at as the children of politics, right? And that's why many people talk to black Americans like their children when speaking about politics, as if you shouldn't have your own opinion. You're just supposed to do what you're told. And we're getting to a point where even the elders, Jason Black say you don't trust them old niggas. Even the old niggas are starting to switch their position because they're able to see what's going on. They've been looking and they're watching, and now they're starting to understand. And then they start to, speak like us, walk and talk and move like us. And I'm happy for it. I'm here for all of it. I'm here for all the shits, to be honest with you. I want to play a couple of videos. And I want to give my commentary on these videos. All right, family. So Jamie Harrison, the chair of the DNC, went to HBCU. I'm not sure if it was HBCU, but he definitely went to a college campus. And he tried to convince students to go and, vote blue no matter who. But fortunately enough, we had two of our sisters in the room who was able to take him to task, hold his feet to the fire, flip him like a pancake, and all that other good stuff. So much so that, Jamie pulled a Steve Urkel. I don't have to take this. And I want to give love and gratitude to those two queens. I'm going to play these videos, and we're going to go over them. Because in the first video I'm going to play, you're going to be able to hear the disdain that this man has when it comes to talking about black issues. You're going to hear it in his voice. And the second the queen brings up Buffalo, he knew exactly where it was going. He knew exactly what was going to happen at that point in time, what she was going to mention. And so he started getting very belligerent, standoffish, combative, if you will. So let's check into it, and then we'll be right back.
About lineage-based reparations. We have other problems. You're asking us for our vote. We need an anti-black crime bill. We have just witnessed in Jacksonville a white supremacist shoot down 3 people for the sake, just simply because they were black. Subsequent to that, there was another thwarted attempt at a church, right, that was thankfully thwarted, where they wanted to kill black people in a church. This is literally our life and our world. Within the past 30 days, then up in the Cape, up in Massachusetts, we got young white supremacists sitting up there trying to drown a teenage black boy in a pond and yelling George Floyd. So we have a real problem. The DNC needs to give us an anti-black criminal bill. It's extremely serious. Let's reel it back. Let's take it back to Buffalo. Everybody's being shot in Buffalo. No, hold on. In Buffalo, we died. We died in Buffalo, but we got an anti-Semitism bill. What is the DNC doing about anti-blackness in this country? What are you doing about it?
Good question.
No, I just laid it down. What are we doing?
Notice how combative this person is. You work for us. What in the world makes you think that you have the right to come here and be combative to a person that's expressing their interests, because you yourself, who's supposed to be a part of our community, who has the power to actually do something, have done nothing, including every other Democrat bootlick in office has done nothing. And you've had the power to. Just like when Obama had the House and the Senate for the first 2 years. Joe Biden had the same exact thing. The House and the Senate. That's a filibuster-proof regime at that point in time. You have the executive seat, you have the House, and you have the Senate. You have the trifecta. But they do nothing for us and then get upset with us, get angry and irritated by us bringing up our interests and things that need to be done for the black community. Let's continue this.
We need to do something about lineage-based reparations.
Facts.
And we need to do something about anti-black
Facts.
crime. You are the DNC. You have the power of the DNC. We don't see it. Joe Biden said that he had our back. But what we're seeing is that he's stabbing us in the back. Thankfully, respectfully.
Respectfully disagree with you too.
I respect.
Oh, a bootlick would disagree. A bootlick, a shoe shine type person, you would disagree. You willing to go and lick Massa's boots at every angle. You're willing to go against everything that everyone in your community is telling you is going on, just so you can be a nice little lapdog for your massa. Oh, well, respectfully, I gotta disagree. That woman didn't say nothing that wasn't true. Where's the lie? Where is the lie?
You need to respectfully go to the drawing board. Look at the current events. Look at what's going down in the national media. We're getting killed.
Well,
Where's our bill?
and listen, man,
They're drowning.
I know that.
The Cape 2 weeks ago.
I know that.
And you hear him. Listen, ma'am, I know that. I know that. So what are you doing about it? What are the Democratic Party overall as a whole? What is the Democratic Party doing about it? This isn't the first instance. This isn't like it's just started this year. Black Americans been voting majority Democrat for over 60 years. It ain't nothing has changed except for the faces and the places.
You want to drown a teenager in a white supremacist, a young one too. They're being breeded. You want to get them drowned for everybody's trying to act like anti-blackness doesn't exist. And on top of that, right here on this university, the Freedmen Center, we're talking about the Freedmen. We're talking about the descendants of U.S. chattel slavery, known as Freedmen and the Negro. When is the DNC going to do something for the Negro? We need our
That's right, Queen. That's right, Queen. And she made it very, very clear who she was speaking about. The descendants of American slaves. That's it. Freedmen. The American Negro. And the question about the American Negro has always been America's issue. So our queens are out here calling these folks out. Benign and neglect is not going over so well with these folks. Benign and neglect is not going so well with these folks. Because we're waking up. A lot more of us day by day by day by day. And I'm glad these two sisters went over there to that school and said this stuff in front of these young students who probably think that voting blue, no matter who, is their civic duty. But you need to hear the realness in order to understand the realness. If you don't understand the realness, then what do you understand? Nothing. As Neely Fuller says, if you don't understand white supremacy, what it is and how it works, then everything else that you think you know will only confuse you. And now we're standing on our square letting them know we are owed a debt. And while y'all running around here giving everything to everybody else, but coming to us asking us for our vote, and you refuse to pay that debt, you're looking pretty stupid over here to us. Let's get to this next sister, because this elder right here, you remember when
But only offer, only talk to.
You guys remember when your family member, something like that, grandma, grandpa, somebody cooked the fire food, right? Something so tasty, so delicious. Somebody say, "Damn, grandpa, grandma, so-and-so, you put your foot in this." Well, this queen put her foot in it and stirred it with her pinky toe. Delarice style. But let's get into it. This is where he gets upset. This is where he really gets upset, and he pulls the Steve Urkel. "I don't have to take this. I'm going home. I don't have to take this. I'm going home." And he gets called out for that too.
But only offer, only talk to black people about voting. And that's what you're doing up in here today. Pandering for votes to all of these students up in here. You're sitting on your hands, literally, and then you're going to be disrespectful and walk off the stage. But you won our vote. Sir, we've been voting for 60 fucking years, and we haven't gotten a damn thing from you, Elgin, or Joe Biden, or Kamala Harris. We haven't gotten anything. Sir, what? No, because I'm mad as hell, sir. 60 years we've been voting. What have we gotten other than being at the bottom class? And this clown here gonna sit up here and give us this Baptist preacher antic show, and we buy and see, but I hope you're not buying into that bullshit. I really hope you're not buying into it. Because that is fucking disgusting and disrespectful. To come up here and charge you guys for coming in here to see this shit show, and then not only that, you guys being charged again off the tuition. Did you know that? I'm pretty sure you don't. So, with that being said, I seriously hope that you guys don't go to the poll and vote for no more of these fuckers that sitting in office ain't doing a damn thing for us. But the illegals getting $7,000 in DHS. Did you know that? They getting $7,000 a month. Food stamps, vouchers, e-bikes, scooters. They taking jobs away from us. Y'all sitting in here in college paying all this high-ass tuition and probably won't even be able to get a damn job when you graduate. Because guess what else? They haven't told y'all. The certification attached to your degrees, you're going to need certification to go with those degrees. And if you haven't checked into that before you started school, when you go for a job, they're going to tell you that shit when it's over. So now I said my piece. I came to state my point and state my piece, and I've done that. I've done that. No, please not you.
Where's the lie? If you can find it, please tell me. Because the truth of the matter is, we are the ones at the bottom of the barrel. We're the ones at the bottom of the barrel, and we don't deserve to be there. This country was built off the labor that was stolen from our ancestors. But yet, whenever we try to talk about our interest, the things that we need that are necessary for our community, you get these combative people. You get these people with such disdain that literally they build it up and they harbor it until they get in front of a black person who asks them these type of questions, who put their feet to the fire, who put their feet to the flames. And it don't matter if they're black, white, Asian, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, any of that. Whenever you bring up black issues to a politician, they literally, their whole face changes as if a demon has possessed them. If you haven't noticed, start paying attention. Bernie Sanders does it a lot. Jimbo, Django, Clyburn does it a lot. Hell, even when you talking to people like Roland Martin, he does it. And Roland Martin is not like a political leader or nothing like that. I'm just making a point. They don't expect you to want anything. They don't expect you to speak up for your interest. They don't expect that. That's why Jamie got up and pulled a Steve Urkel. I don't have to take this. I'm going home. And he did. Because they don't expect anyone to call them out on it. They don't expect anybody to want no more than the little nonsense that they bring to you. These people are so disconnected from the black community, it's ridiculous. And when they call themselves trying to relate to you, they do stuff like this.
We got the brothers of Alpha by Alpha.
Whose drunk uncle is this? Someone tell me, whose drunk uncle is this? The brother behind him don't even know what he's doing. He's trying his hardest. And ain't they a part of the same frat? He trying his hardest to, what is this man doing? The brother behind him is like, I don't know the moves to this, but let me go ahead and back him up a little bit. Let me back him up a little bit. This is their idea of being relatable. When it comes to the black community. This is their idea of being relatable when it comes to black youth. He must have really thought he was eating it too. Because then he goes and posts this video at his house.
Feeling like the man when I walk through. Can't stand what you saying when I walk through. I got all these hoes staring when I walk through. I don't make you bad on the walk through. Watch it, say what me walk through. Watch it, say what me walk through. Watch it, say what me walk through. I don't make you bad on the walk through. I don't make you bad on the walk through. People I don't know now, I don't talk to. Me and Carl, me and Big Hill, close to. Sitting at the round table, making most money. I don't walk through a Gucci.
I want to know where this man's frat brothers are. And I want to see them do their step, because I seriously cannot believe that this man, that's their step. And he's actually doing it correctly. I refuse to believe it. I truly refuse to believe it. I don't even believe that this man really learned any steps when he was in college. If he did, those aren't it. I truly believe that. I truly believe that. But my point is, their whole mindset is ridiculous. And we got Kamala Harris too, doing the same thing, dancing like a grandma. Go grandma, go grandma, go grandma. You think she really grew up listening to Q-Tip? You really think she grew up listening to Tupac? I don't believe that at all. But my point is, dancing, shucking, jiving, that should be all you want from them. Damn, talking about the situation with the Venezuelans, 500,000 of them being brought over here, being allowed to stay here and now legally work. And isn't there a few states that are passing laws that's allowing non-citizens to police actual citizens? I'm wondering where these people are going to be getting their jobs. Because I guarantee you, if they're being allowed to work, they're going to flood the zone the same way they flooded America as soon as Biden said, we're here to protect anyone who gets across the border. So, yeah, we need more like the two queens that went up there and held Jamie's feet to the fire. We need more to do that. We need less of the dancing around, shucking and jiving. We need less of the deflecting from true black issues. We need less. Because it does us no benefit. And when we're speaking about things that will benefit the black community, and not just the black community, but America overall. Because if you invest in the black community, if you repay the debt that's owed to the black community, that can only do America good. There was an article that I read, and I'll probably do a broadcast on this article as well. But there was an article that I read, and it basically was saying how white supremacy has cost America trillions of dollars. And if they were to implement the type of programs that we've been talking about, within the next 5 years, America can add $5 to $10 trillion to their GDP. So why isn't it being done? Because it's not about making sure America's okay. It's not about making sure black people can actually make it in America either. It's not about paying the debt back or anything like that. It's about keeping us economically crippled and economically dependent on these devils